Hello and welcome back to another video, and today we are going to solve iterative deepening depth first search. So this algorithm is an hybrid of depth first search and breadth first search. I've already made a video on depth first search and I will link it in the description in the top right corner of the video where we have cards, and at the end of this video as well, so you can watch it from wherever you want. And now let's talk about iterative deepening depth first search. Yes. Let's suppose we want to search our node C. The node we want to search for is C. So what can happen if we use a DFS algorithm? What it will do, because it searches using depth, okay, so it does not search level by level like BFS. So it will first go to A, and then if it goes to B, and then it will go D, F, H, I, J, K, L. So it will take really long time to reach C. So when it will come back, and then it will probably check G, and then it will check E, and finally it will check C. So C was on the second level and very close to root, but still it will take a really long time as compared to BFS. So now when we apply BFS here, it will check B and then C directly. So it will find our node much faster as compared to DFS. But the problem here is, let's suppose we have a complete binary tree, okay. So what it will do is, if we have too many nodes, let's suppose we had F, G, and E had two children, and C had one children, and it had two children as well. So our BFS has to store all the nodes at a current level, and it results in a bad space complexity. It takes up a lot of space. When we are talking about DFS, the space complexity for DFS is O of D. That is D is the depth of the tree, and when we are talking about BFS, our space complexity becomes O of N could be the number of nodes on a given level. A tree can have half of its total nodes on the last level. So if we want to find a node on the last level, it would store all the nodes on the last level, and it would take too much space. It will increase our space complexity. So now what we do in iterative deepening depth first search, we combine best of both worlds. We apply a hybrid algorithm, and it's our iterative deepening depth first search. So for understanding IDDFS, let's have a look at another graph, a small one, so it would be easier to understand what we are doing. Okay, so now let's have a look at how our iterative deepening depth first search works. So what it does is, it will first take a certain level, and apply DFS kind of, okay. So whenever, let's assume we want to find C, okay. So what it will do is, it will, or let's assume we want to find E. So what it will do is, it will search level by level, okay. So first it will search in level 1, okay, and it won't find A, it won't find C, it will just find A. And then we can increase our level to level 2. So what it will do is, a maximum level to level 2. So what it will do is, first it will try to find our node that is C in level 1. When it fails, it will go to level 2. It will search for B and then C, and if it finds C, it will just return, and now we have found our node. And it works similarly, if doesn't matter how many levels we have. Now that we have looked at some theory behind the IDDFS and why we are using it, let's try to implement it in Python. I already have some boilerplate code. So I have used a dictionary to represent our graph. Is our keys are just our nodes, and our list represent their children, okay. And here we have if condition, and iterative deepening depth first search, a method. So it will just return true or false, our method which we have to implement. So let's implement it. Iterative DDFS. So first it will take our current node, the node from which we are starting our search, and then it would take a destination node, the node which we have to find, and a graph. Okay, and then it will take our maximum depth. So this solves a problem of DFS, because remember, in DFS it doesn't matter the depth of the tree, it will just keep searching for the nodes, and it will keep going into our tree deeper and deeper. So it might happen, if we have a tree of infinite depth, it might never find a node. It is possible. So this solves a problem, it will not go into infinite depth. So that's how it improves on DFS. And now we will have a for loop for I in range of max depth, and we will call another method if DFS, and it would take similar parameters, current node and destination, and then it would take a graph, and it would take our maximum depth, but we will instead of maximum depth we will return I. So when it's at 0 it will just pass 0, and if it's at 1, so it will pass 1, and so on and so forth. So we are going to pass I, so it will pass 0 to our maximum depth, 0 to whatever we would have passed as our maximum depth, and if, then we will just return true, and if it doesn't we will just return false. And now let's implement our another method, DFS. So since it's going to take a similar inputs, we have current node, we have destination, and then we have a graph, and then we have our maximum depth. And in this method, first of all we will check if our current node is equals to our destination, and if it's equal to our destination we will just simply return true, and if it isn't, so our next condition would be if our max depth is less than or equal to 0, we will just return false. So what it means is we have reached our limit of the maximum depth that we have set, and now we can't go any further, so we will just return false because we haven't found our destination node within that depth, a given depth. And now we will have another for loop for a node in graph of our current node. So it will just loop through all the children of our current node, which would be on the next level. So we will just recursively call this method DFS, and our current node will change to node, because we are trying to find from our current node would change to our node, that is the children of our what would our current node, whatever it might be. Initially it would be A, so it would be our current node, children of our current node would be B and C. So first we will pass B, and then we will, our destination is definitely not going to change, of course, and our graph is not going to change either, but our max depth will change. So we will pass max depth -1, because remember we are going one step deeper, so we will just decrement our value. Max depth is kind of a flag which tells us or keeps check of the number of levels we can go deep. Okay, so that's why we are decrementing a max depth by 1 every time we go a level deeper. And what we are going to do is we will do something similar. If it returns true, so we will just have if DFS, if it returns true then we will return true, and if it doesn't we'll just return false. So yeah, so that's our implementation, iterative deepening depth first search. And here I would like to add one extension to our boilerplate code. In our else we will just print uh, a path found. Okay, a path found or a path exists. So it will just try if it will just find if a path exists or not. And if we want, we can also check how it's traversing our graph. We can just add one print statement here. So checking for destination or testing for destination, and or with current node. So as we can see here, first it's checking for A, So A is a root at level 1, first level, and then because of initially our max depth would be 0, and it would just check our current node, which is A, is equal to our destination or not, which is definitely not, because our destination is E, and this is a path exists, this is not A. Okay, so don't get confused. And then in our next iteration it will just go from, because our level will change from 0 to 1, so it will just go from A. It will first check for A, and then it will check B and C, as we can see here. And then our level will change again. Now it would be 2, so it would check this A, and then it would check B and C, and then it would check D. And when it checks for E, it will just return true. So we will just return true, and a path exists. So thank you for watching my video, and do subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and press the notification icon, and we will meet in my next video. Thank you.